Hey guys, so if you have a couple minutes and you want to listen to this, I was talking to a client today who actually turned out to be, I think he said Apache Indian. So it was like very nice to speak with him. Aside from wonderful things that he had to say, I told him this story in which I probably haven't shared with you guys. So I thought I'd share it with you. So, um, when I was like 30, about 30 years old, there was these huge fires in, um, San Bernardino, California. And at that time, I was a Pilates instructor. And some of people that listen to this that maybe are my Pilates friends would say, oh my God, I remember that. But anyway, there was a lot of fires. There's always fires in California, but this was a new experience for me because I moved there when I was 29. So I'm like seeing all the fires, and I'm like, there has to be something I can do about this. So I Googled online, like, what we can do for fires besides for the firemen working so hard to put them out. I Googled, and I think I did Google rain dance actually, and I came across a website that actually probably still up. I don't know that the federal government hired Indians to do a rain dance back in the 80s for droughts, and because they were just so desperate for it to rain. And I guess they achieved what they wanted because that's what the article was very positive. So anyhow, I decided, oh my God, of course I'm a lot younger back then and had this mindset that everybody's going to see things the way I do. So I called like several news stations, and they were pretty much like, crazy bitch, crazy bitch. Crazy bitch on line one. And then finally I get to one station after calling multiple ones, and they listened to me. And they put me in touch with someone who knew the Chino Indians. So I wish I had footage of that. Yep. Didn't think about that back then. But anyhow, I met with the Chino Indians. I said, is there any way we can do a rain dance? There was like no fire, no water, no rain in the forecast. And I was like, is there any way we can do a rain dance to, kind of get rid of these fires? And it was just something that I don't even know why, but I was so passionate about it and I just wanted to do it. So this man who managed or knew about these Indians called upon the Chino Indians and said, would you be willing to do a rain dance for this lady who's, and at the time I had Convictions of the Heart. That's my e-commerce about, helping protect the environment and, kind of like speaking to Mother Nature and all this other stuff. So the point is speaking to Mother Nature about for what you want on this planet and loving and appreciating the earth. So I was really gung-ho to meet with these Indians because I know Indians are normally very connected to this. Let's say the American Indian, maybe. I'm not even sure. It could be all Indians. I don't know. Point is you get the point. So I just blindly went to go meet them with a friend of mine, and we did a rain dance. We did a tree dance too, which I thought was cool. And we did a rain dance, and I never forgot it. And afterwards, they introduced me to the chief, who didn't speak English, and he turned and said to the gentleman to tell me something, and pointed at me, and I was like, oh God, what did he say? This is like a mirror. He said that I was a kindred spirit. And I was like, wow, that was a huge compliment coming from him. And so anyway, long story short, after we were done, after he said, you're a kindred spirit, I said to him, in 2 days, I believe it's going to rain. I felt that intuitively. And he nodded his head like he agreed with me. And after that, a hawk flew across. And I was like, and the hawk symbolizes the closure of the ceremony. So this was so fascinating to me. I was like, 30 years old, and of course I'm 50 now. So it was like a huge, when you look back 20 years 20 years ago, you realize that, you were, I was gung-ho, I was very passionate, convicted. That's what the name of my company was, Convictions of the Heart. But I'm not where I am now spiritually, but it was kind of like, I was like a kindred spirit, as you would say. So 2 days later, I'm at the Pilates studio, and I'm telling my clients, and some people might remember this if you're friends with me. Maybe Nadine, I know you, Nadine Nakanishi. Sorry if I say your name wrong. Diane Colbert, the one who ran the Pilates studio. I'm wondering, like, I know I told some people, and I told them that it's going to rain in 2 days, and they were like, okay, because there was no rain in the forecast. And anyway, that night, I kind of said it without thinking, even though I knew it was going to rain, but then I just didn't really comprehend it completely for some reason. But anyway, that night, it rained cats and dogs. It was pouring. And long story short, the fires were put out, and I called the news station the next day, and I said, could we actually do a story on this? Because this is fascinating, and it shows you how much the earth is connected to us, and we ask for what we ask for is we receive. And whole different mindset now in my healing work. But this is beautiful because no, they actually said no to me. They said we cannot do something like that because it's controversial. So I was like, whatever. But in essence, now I look back, and it was just a story I told this gentleman today. So I said, now I know about the tree dance and the rain dance, and I know